Last year I did a solo trip to Central Australia, starting in Alice Springs and then heading to Uluru and back. The following are the first few days in the Red Centre, the heart of Australia. And this is my first Airbnb that I'm staying at in Alice Springs, well, the only Airbnb. It's this beautiful studio with some really nice artworks. TV. And over here, it's a beautiful bathroom. And then you can go out the back. Come out to the pool. Hello, it's my first day in the Red Centre. This morning, well, about midday, I arrived at Alice Springs. I went to my Airbnb and now I've driven about an hour away to Ellery Creek Big Hole. So it's a gorge / water hole and I can see it in front of me. It's absolutely stunning. It's not super hot. It is about 30 degrees, but there's a lot of cloud cover and it's not like heaps sweltering hot. I've heard that the water is going to be freezing, so I'm determined to go into the water though. I'm not come all this way not to swim, so let's see how I go. This place is amazing. So what you didn't see in the video, because basically I didn't want to take my camera in the water, but I swam all through the gorge and the rock faces and the trees coming out of the rock faces was absolutely stunning. I just love this place. It's still day one and I've decided to check out another gorge. This is called Serpentine Gorge, I think. It's nearly sunset, but I thought I still got some more light to go check out another gorge. It's a 1.1 kilometer walk there. I hope the walk isn't too bad because I'm not really up for a massive hike. There is no one else around, which I find a little bit eerie in the middle of the outback when you're all alone. No one can hear you scream. I'm hoping to see some wildlife while I'm here. Maybe wallabies, kangaroos, even snakes, lizards. That'll be cool. But we'll see. Oh, sorry. A fly just went up my nose. Anyway, change of plans. I've decided not to do this walk. I really don't know how much longer it is and the light is fading and I don't really want to be stuck in the dark. Plus, it's best to capture these places like with a bit of light on them. To have the sun against those red rocks is just beautiful. So I might come back here tomorrow or another day if I can to catch it in better light. It's day 2, so I've got a full day today to explore, so I'm going to be doing a lot of driving, a lot of walking, a lot of going to sites and just checking out different areas today. I feel like it's going to be a long day, but I'm very excited. I made a list last night and it was like over 16 things I wanted to see while I was in Alice Springs. I've got today and tomorrow, and then I'm back for another couple of days at the end of my trip. So let's see how many things I can tick off. The second stop today is Stanley Chasm. So this was about not very far from Simpsons Gap. Didn't drive too far. There is an entry fee in here. It was only $12, so pretty cheap. There's good facilities. There's like toilets, there's food, there's a cafe, souvenir shop, and it's only about probably a kilometre, 15-minute walk to the Chasm. So pretty easy, because I am not a hiker. We've made it to the third stop for today's activities. I drove about an hour and a half from the last place and we're at Red Bank Gorge. It's about 1.2 kilometre walk. It says it'll take about half an hour to get there. So the weather has become quite overcast. There's not much sun anymore, but there is a swimming hole in the gorge, which I'm really hoping to have a swim in, but it all depends on kind of like how the weather goes. I don't really want to be walking around in a wet swimsuit for the rest of the day because I didn't bring anything else to wear. But yeah, let's see how long this takes. Luckily it's not like the sun's not beating down, so it's not super hot and sweaty. Alright guys, you see these rocks here? Yes, these massive rocks. I have to walk over these to get into the gorge. So yeah, this is a little bit hard. How the heck do people get through this? How do you get through that? How do you get through that? Yes, I just came through there. Oh, there's a bird. Hey, buddy. Wow, it is pretty beautiful. I've reached some water here. I think I have to go between those two mountainous rocks. We've made the gorge and I'm here all by myself because it's friggin' hard to get to. So here it is. The question is, do I go in? I think some people get in and they swim through there. Am I brave enough when no one else is around? That is the question. How cold is the water? Do I want to risk my life? Okay, I've decided not to go in. It's nice looking, but I'm also here all by myself and I kind of feel like there's safety in numbers. And there's a few more gorges that I passed on the way here, Ormiston and another one, which I think would be probably nicer places to swim, and there'll probably be people there. So I'm gonna head back over those treacherous rocks again. Pray for me that I get through without twisting my ankle. That was hard. Check out my face. That was so hard. There was so many rocks to climb over. And it was getting really hot. Anyway, hopefully now I'm off to somewhere I can actually swim and cool down. I really wanted to go swimming in Ormiston Gorge because it looked really beautiful in the photos. When I got there, there is a music festival going on and you had to park heaps far away and they were going to shuttle you down and there was going to be music playing and it would have been all nice, but I'm not really prepared to sit and watch a music festival. I would like to go swimming somewhere, and I think you kind of was stuck there until the festival was over before they shuttle you back to your car. So I decided to turn around and now I've kept on driving. And now I'm at the Ochre Pits, which is thankfully only a 300-metre walk from the car park. This is my type of path. No bloody rocks, just a flat paved path. I love how quiet it is out here. I mean, I just saw a few people back there at the car park, but for the most part, it's super quiet. You usually have places all to yourself. There's like occasional people, but other than that, so quiet. These pits are a significant Aboriginal heritage site and the only quarry for ochre in the Central Australian region that is open to visitors and where the mining and collection of ochre by the traditional owners still occurs. The ochre mined here was and is very culturally significant, as it is the primary material used to create rock art in the region, as well as more contemporary art forms. The ochre mixed with emu fat was also used for body decorations for traditional dances and ceremonies. Ochre mixed with eucalyptus leaves was also used as an ointment to relieve congestion. It was also used for the ornamentation of spears and to ward off termites from damaging them, and it was also believed to increase the success of hunting. We're back! We're back at Ellery Creek Big Hole, just because I really feel like a swim, and that's the only place that is really kind of open. I really wanted to swim at Ormiston Gorge. That was kind of closed, so I went back to Serpentine Gorge. That was the one I went to yesterday, which I didn't feel comfortable walking, like when it was getting dark and stuff. I went there and it said you can't swim there, it's dangerous. So back at the tried and true trusty Ellery Creek Gorge.
Jockey. Yes.
There's something going on out there. I wonder if this is a common thing or once off. Sunday night domestic.
Doing? What are you doing? Hello? What are you doing? Chippy.
It's day 3. I had a bit of a rough night's sleep last night. I mean, I wouldn't say rough, but as you can see, there was a bit of a commotion outside. I think at another residence nearby me, there was a lot of shouting, a lot of dogs barking, that kind of stuff. And then in the Airbnb that I'm staying at, there's these little tiny, I think they're cockroaches, and they're all around my bed and like some in my clothes and stuff. So I was laying on my bed reading, and then I would see out the corner of my eye like a little tiny cockroach crawling towards me. And I probably, kid you not, probably saw about 10 or so that I actually got the fly spray and I killed. They were around the bed and like on the blinds and stuff like that. So I think like as I was trying to get to sleep, any kind of little like touch that I got, I was just feeling crawling all over me, even though they weren't crawling all over me. But yeah, I've got no bites or anything, so they're not bed bugs or anything biting me. It's just like little tiny cockroaches crawling around. Yeah, but anyway, got up this morning, had a bit of a sleep in, and then my Airbnb's dog, Chippy is her name. She came around and she wanted to play. She's like very affectionate, and yeah, so I gave her pats, and then as I was trying to get ready, she was sitting outside the window, like the door window, just looking at me really sad, wanting me to come out and play with her, but I couldn't. So I get ready for my day. So the first stop on today's agenda is the Telegraph Station. I think it's kind of like a heritage historic site. I don't know much about it, but anyway, I'll find out pretty soon with you. The Telegraph Station stands as the birthplace of Alice Springs, Established in 1871, it served as a pivotal link along Australia's overland telegraph line, connecting Darwin and Adelaide. This historical site not only bridged Australians' population centres, but also integrated the continent into the broader telegraph network of the British Empire. William Mills named this place Alice Spring after Alice Todd, the wife of Charles Todd. Todd, South Australian Superintendent of Telegraphs, was given the task of constructing the overland telegraph line. So I guess that's how Alice Springs got its name, after Alice Todd. Looks pretty nice. Excuse me, I have some mail to send. No? No one here? Okay. Here you go. Press button to hear Alice Springs calling Port Darwin. Here you go. That was some nice history, wasn't it? I am now at Araluen Art Centre. So I think there's a free gallery here. Obviously, I love art. Look at my t-shirt. So yeah, let's go see some artworks. Safe to say I really loved that. I mean, I love art anywhere, but some of that art was just spectacular. Next up, I visited Megafauna Central, which showcases the unique megafauna of Central Australia from the Miocene epoch, about 8 million years ago. Alcuda is an exceptionally rich fossil site located about 150 kilometres northeast of Alice Springs, in the centre of Australia. It preserves the abundant bones of 30 species of animals, including many megafauna that were living in the heart of Australia in the late Miocene epoch, when the Australian deserts were just beginning to form. Included among these animals was the world's largest bird, a fearsome crocodile, marsupial lions, marsupial wolves, and a herd of giant browsing wombat relatives. You know what? You know what's missing from my trip? Reptiles. I haven't seen any reptiles out in the wild, so I've come to Alice Springs Reptile Centre to get my fix. We've been giving it extra calcium and sunlight and like just general like UV and supplements to help try to fuse the bone back properly. Just get him into a comfy position. Where did you want to go, mate? This is the most venomous snake in the world. The inland taipan. Saltwater crocodile. I think he's asleep. His eyes are closed. Hill. It has a pretty good view over all of Alice Springs. Look at that. She's a bit sad that I'm leaving her. Bye, Chippy. You were the best Airbnb host that I've ever had. Huh? Hey, baby. Aw, don't be sad. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.